Lumberjack Barbecue. Thank you very much for stopping. And what I want to bring to you today is something I saw on the Wall Twins. If you are not a subscriber to the Wall Twins, pause the video and go and subscribe, because it's a very good channel. It's all about griddling, and they do a great job. The camaraderie between the two brothers is awesome. Recently I had a video with Todd Tobin on, and they made chopped cheese sandwiches, loose meat sandwiches. I've heard of this recently, and so I'm going to try it today. It's kind of a combination of cheeseburger and cheese steak. Looks good to me. So this is what we're going to do. 2 pounds of 80-20 ground beef. We have some, what is it, portobello mushrooms? Baby bello mushrooms. They just had the cheese, the meat, and some onions. But I'm going to add some mushrooms, 2 yellow onions. They say you got to have this processed cheese, so I'm going to try it. Or cheese product. 2 red peppers. Some spices. This is really good. The McCormick salt-free garlic and herb. Now we do add some salt, but the spices in here are really good on everything so far that we've made with it. Of course, black pepper, your hoagie rolls. This happens to be Martin's, and a little bit of oil, whatever you'd like to use. And so let's get started. We'll get some chopping done. Get the griddle fired up. Stick around. Okay, so our first step in no particular order is to get this stuff processed, chopped up, whatever you want to call it. And this one has a slice taken off of it. That happened at the store. Nah. Mrs. Lumberjack wanted to see how sweet it was. So we're just going to cut the sides off of this. And then take out these ribs, I guess you would call them. I don't care if a little bit of seed gets in there. Slice them long. And little pieces like that will be just fine. And we'll do that with the rest of them, and then we'll get into some other things. Next up, we chop and dice up the mushrooms. Now that whole pack is going to be way too much. I'm sure of that, but Mrs. Lumberjack said she'd use them. So we're going to chop them all up. That's all I do is rock back and forth in a very inconsistent manner, because I'm not very good with a knife. And just chop them up as best you can. And when I finish doing that, we'll get on to the onions. Onions. Many different ways and whatnot to do this. I've always struggled to get it exactly perfect and look great on camera. So that's not what is happening here. It's not going to look all fancy, and you know that method that you slice through one way and you slice through the other way, leave the root on. It never seems to work for me. It falls apart and whatever else. So I'm just going to do it my way, and that's the way it's going to be done. And you can watch another video and find out about all the secret ways to cut an onion. So I think what I'm going to do, so I have a nice simple base, is cut it in half, go like that, and then cut like that. Right? Then I just line them all up, hopefully in some kind of order, and then start cutting them like that. Now, I will say that when I get down here to the end, it is a little dicey. You see how it rolled over? That's always my problem. But if I stand them up, I can do that. So I think I might just stand it up next time. And these are going to cook down pretty good, but you don't want them too large and in charge. And that's that. We're going to do that to the rest of them. Alright. Here we are. We got the griddle fired up. I'm over 300 over here. 270 off. And I'm just going to get this thing started. Maybe I should put some Earl down. We'll get this open up first and then put some Earl down. And I'm sure I don't need a lot because there's some fat in this. Or meanwhile, maybe I'll put some onions down over here. Get them going. Trying to chop this up a little bit. That's what I saw them doing. It's kind of going like that. Get 2 hands in there. And and that's kind of what's going to go on. We'll mix the onions around a little bit. We'll get this so it gets browned up or close to, and mix the onions in there. So the beef is browning up, and relatively quickly. We're trying to keep it away from the hot zone over there on the left. We're going to throw some more oil down and put these peppers in and get them going. And there's that. In just a little bit, we'll throw the mushrooms on. I want to take a look at the beef here and see about some flipping. Oh yeah, it's getting there. That's good. I don't want it to be too fast and get away from it here. The other thing you can remember about these grills, at least on this one, the members mark seems to be cooler up front, so you have a zone down there you can utilize as well, and I just might. It is always a little bit cooler here. Another trick I do is I take the gas bottle and turn it almost all the way down so I can get an even lower burn. So that's something else you can do. Other than that, that's what we're doing right now. After a while, put the mushrooms in. They don't take too terribly long. It's going good so far. Just a little side note. These are actually pre-sliced. But they were, I actually pulled them apart. They were stuck together pre-sliced. And I thought to myself, and I'm probably the only one out there, how do they do that? Because it was slit on the inside on one side and on the outside on the other, you know, the one on the end. And I think they might have some machine that comes in and slices like a knife from the side. I'm a machinist, so I think about these things. Just a little trivia. Leave a comment if you know exactly how it works. So we can see in the beef, most of it's browned off now. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm going to take some seasoning. That's at McCormick's salt-free garlic and herb. And we're going to, I don't know if you call it liberally. We'll find out. It looks liberal to you. I'm thinking that's pretty good. We've got some vegetables to season as well. And then some black pepper. And salt. Let's see what happens here. And I think what we're going to do now finally is take our vegetables and throw it right in. Get everybody in the mix. And just to get away from that heat a little bit, stay away from the back. Move this over here. My spatula skills are not the greatest, but I'm all right. Try to mix it all together. Mrs. Lumberjack wants one that has a little less beef and a little more mushrooms, and we got to get the mushrooms on soon. But I think just to keep this from cooking too much, I'm going to move it over here where it's a little bit cooler and let it hang out. You still have to put some cheese on these, but I'm going to do it individually, and we'll get our mushrooms down. Probably don't need that much oil because of all the beef. There's our mushrooms. Shouldn't take too terribly long for those. Alright, so I messed up. I was supposed to put the cheese in the mixture and I didn't. So we're doing it this way. We're just going to lay it on top like a cheesesteak. Not sure how many slices I have here. Put 2 on each. Let's move that one back there and we'll see what happens. If I had a lid, then I wouldn't have to keep the burners on, but I don't, so we gotta keep the burners on. And that's what we're doing. We'll, when we get ready to shovel them on the rolls, we'll bring you back. Check out the toast we got on those rolls over there. Looks good to me. All right, see. Okay, let's check it out. See what kind of creation we've made. There's one. We'll make sure Mrs. Lumberjack is down on the end down there. And they are definitely loose meat sandwiches, let me tell you, because the meat is loose. All over my deck. Alright, some of the cheese isn't ready in those, but I bet you if I flip it on, it will be ready. It'll melt. Oh my gosh, what a mess. Don't do it the lumberjack way. Although I know it's going to be good. Alright. Look at that. So I put ketchup on top of mine because that's what the Wall twins did. They actually put it on the roll. I put it over top. And so let me try it. It looks like a mess. You saw it out there. It's a total mess. But I got to. Look at that cheese dripping off. I mean, come on. That is dynamite. I'm so glad I made it. It is a mess. My griddles are messed up. I gotta go out and do some cleaning. Mrs. Lumberjack made some fries for us, some wedges. And yeah, I like it. And I don't usually use the yellow cheese, the American cheese. That makes that sandwich. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. And we'll see you next time on Lumberjack Barbecue.
Peace.